Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Wills Quinn, and today I'm going to talk to you about importing and editing audio with Audacity. And this is specifically for radio broadcast. I'm doing this for the people over at WLXU, WLXL, but this will work just about anywhere. For just about anything. It could be for a podcast or radio, or just you want to make a really sweet playlist, set list, or something. So this is for you. So I'm going to do this in a couple different steps. Step one is going to be importing audio, and then we are going to edit it, make sure it sounds good, it all stops and starts in the right way. Then we're going to add our voice, and then we are going to export the audio so that it can be used on the radio or what have you. So step one, we are going to import our audio. I've chosen 3 songs that I like to play. It's going to be a couple pop songs. So here's how we import our audio. You're going to go up to File, Import, go over to Audio. Then my songs are on the desktop, you can see. So I'm going to pull in Beverly Kills, the R. Stevie Moore song, and I'm just command clicking, and the Apples and Stereo song. I'm going to open all 3. Great. So now we have our 3 songs. Depending on what order we want them, we can begin to arrange them. So let's begin this next step, the editing of the audio. The first song that I want to play is maybe the Ariel Pink song. So we're going to start with that. That means this song is going to be going second. So I'm going to select this song. Right till the end. Go up, edit, and cut. Now cut is something that we see nowadays kind of used in the same way as delete, but the great part with cut is right where I need it, I can hit paste, and boom, I have the song right there. So now I can take this track out just by hitting the little X over here, and it's gone. So now we just have 2 tracks, and our 2 songs are up there. Perfect. So now we got this 3rd song, and we're going to put it up there too. Same thing. We're going to drag this, highlight the song, edit, cut, and then we are going to click to the end of this one and edit, paste. Okay, so now we can really begin to edit our audio. You can see there's a bit of a difference between this waveform and that waveform. That's because that is much louder than our last song, and we don't want our listeners to be turning up and turning down their volume. That's really annoying for, the people in the car or wherever they're listening. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to make it as loud as everything else. So we've selected this, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Effect, Compressor, and we are going to compress it. So what we're going to do is I like to have the ratio at 3:1, and I'm going to have compress based on peaks. What this will do is it will make the quiet parts louder and keep the loud parts basically the same, so that we can start to have it a little bit louder without over compressing it, overdriving it, getting that loud, really noisy sound that we don't want. We get the nice volume that we do want. So hit OK, and you can see it's already louder, and maybe we can do it one more time. Just hit repeat compressor. Whoa, there you go. Nice, big, fat signals. That's going to be really great. So now you can see all of our songs are nice and loud, and we can kind of look at between the songs and see if there's any space. And if there's any space, and you can zoom in up here with the plus and minus button. If there's any space, you can actually take it out to make the songs go a little bit quicker. Like here. Take that out, And now the two songs will go into each other much smoother.
What happened to me? Wake me up.
Perfect. And we can do that with the first one too. And the song switches right here. We're going to take this little bit out. Great. Now we can start step 3, the voice. So now we're going to be using the voice. The voice, assuming your voice is really important to your radio show and your podcast, obviously, because it will tie together the songs and it will help your audience identify who you are and what you're doing. So you can record your voice on Audacity just with this little record button, and it's going to open up a new track, and that's where you're going to do your voiceover. I've recorded my voice right here. And so there's just some certain things that you should say when you have a radio show, specifically a station ID. And so it can sound a little bit like this. I'll play my intro, what I just recorded. You got it tuned to 93.9 WLXU, Lexington Community Radio. I'm Wills Quinn. This is No-Fi, and we got some great pop music for you today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So that is my intro. I'm going to put it at the beginning of my little radio show, mock radio show I'm making right here. And you notice that I'm able to listen to this without hearing the other songs. That's because I have them on mute. Okay, so that's important when you're recording another track. You don't want to hear another thing. You can mute and you can solo. So I'm going to use the same techniques that we just used to arrange the songs, and I'm going to do that to arrange the audio. Except I'm going to be using a different tool. This tool up here, it's a little mover. It's got arrowheads on either side, and that is to move your audio. Awesome. So then I'm going to select this audio right down here, same as usual, and cut and paste it like before. And edit and paste. Fantastic. So now we have our our intro, and we have our song. We're going to unmute this so that we can hear it. We're going to take this, we're going to drag it back. But before we listen to it, remember what we did earlier? We got to compress it. We got to make it loud so that people won't have to turn up or down their volume in their car. So we're going to repeat the compressor, get it nice and loud just like the rest of our audio. That looks great. We're going to move this in. Fantastic. So now we can hear it all together, and it should sound pretty good. You got it tuned to 93.9 WLXU, Lexington Community Radio. I'm Wills Quinn. This is No-Fi, and we got some great pop music for you today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, fantastic. So now we get to go on to step 4, exporting our audio. So now we're on the final step. The most important step, definitely the most important step for me. So we are going to be exporting our audio. You can see that our show is all in one track. And so we are going to go up to File, Export Selected Audio, because we have selected this track. We're going to come up to here. So here, there are a couple important steps right here. We do not want the WAV. We actually want MP3 files. Now, for Lexington Community Radio, since it's a LPFM, low power station, we only really need around 120. This is the medium, so this is fine, but we don't really need too much more than this. So this is great right here. Then we're going to name it. The naming conventions at WLXU, WLXL go as follows: the name of your show, the date, and then which part. So my show is called No-Fi. The date is the 19th. The year is 2016 if you're watching this in the future. And this is part 1, so we're going to say S1. And we want this to be saved to the desktop. You're going to hit save. Now this part's going to come up. This may look confusing at first. This is the metadata. This is pretty important. Under artist name, you're going to put your name. So I'm Wills Quinn. I'm going to put down my name. Under track title, it's going to be the same as the file title that you just wrote out, but this time you can put spaces between it. So it's still going to be no-fi. And it's still going to be the 19th. S1, because this is part 1. Normally, if you're doing an hour radio show, it's going to be in 4 parts if you're going to be submitting it. Since we only have 1 part here, this is just S1. Normally, you would make 4 different parts, and so you would have to label them S1 through 4. For the album title, that's where you're going to put which station it's going on. We have 2 stations at Lexington Community Radio. We have WLXL, WLXU. WLXL is the Spanish-speaking channel, and WLXU is the English. So I'm on WLXU, so that's what I'll put for the album title. And that's about it. The rest of this, they don't need. They really need these 3, and we're going to hit OK. And it's going to export. It's going to take a couple minutes depending on how long your audio is, and when it's done, you're going to have a great show. So thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking around, and hopefully this answered some questions.